Hello, welcome once again. Okay, as you all know, we are in our fifth module. This is our seventh class of our fifth module. So far in the fifth module, we have seen what is rotational motion. We solved a few problems on kinematics of rotational motion. That is rotational motion with respect to a fixed axis. Then we saw kinetics of rotational motion, that is rotational motion under a constant moment. So one half of your fifth module has been completed. And the next part is plane motion. So plane motion, you don't have any problems to study, we have only the concept. What is plane motion and what is instantaneous center of rotation? That is what is given in our syllabus. So today we will see what is plane motion, general plane motion. And in the next class we will see what is instantaneous center of rotation. So today we are going to see general plane motion. We can symbolize it as GPM. So general plane motion. So I hope you all remember this slide which we have seen, which we have studied in our first class of module 4. So in the module 4 we saw what is motion, what are the different types of motion. There we have studied this concept. So these portions. So types of motion, we have translational motion and rotational motion. In translation motion, we have rectilinear motion and curvilinear motion. So that is what we have studied in our fourth module. And in the fifth module, we have studied about rotational motion. We are studying rotational motion. And in rotational motion, we have already studied what is the kinematics of rotational motion and kinetics of rotational motion. Now, the next part of this module 5 is general plane motion. You can see here there is general plane motion. So this general plane motion is the path combined by rectangular and curvilinear motion. A combination of rectilinear motion and curvilinear motion, we call it as general plane motion. So general plane motion, when a rigid body is said to be under general plane motion if it undergoes translation and rotation simultaneously, or translation and curvilinear or rotational motion simultaneously. So we will see two examples for general plane motions today. So first example is rolling of cylinder on a flat surface without slip. So see, this is your cylinder rolling on the flat surface. This is your flat surface. This is rolled from this position to this position. That means you are rolling it in a clockwise direction. When you roll it, see, you can assume, right? You can take a cylinder of your home, you try to roll it on a flat surface, and when you roll it, when you are rolling it in a you can roll it in either clockwise rotation, clockwise motion, or anti-clockwise motion. Any motion you rotate it. See, if you are moving it from clockwise motion, your O will come from this position to here. If you are moving in anti-clockwise rotation, your position will come from O to this point. That's all. So anyway, this point O will be subjected to linear motion when you are rolling. Okay. So when you are rolling a cylinder, your center of the cylinder, center point of the cylinder, O, will be subjected to a linear motion when it is moved from O to O dash. And because we are giving clockwise rotation, there will be a rotational motion at all other points except O, so that the cylinder can be moved to another position. So the center O will be subjected to linear motion and the other parts will be subjected to rotational motion. So it is a combination of both translation and rotation. So this O is moved from O to O dash because of translation, and X is moved from X to X dash due to rotation. That is why this is an example for general plane motion. We will see one more example. So the next example is rod sliding against a wall at one end and the floor at the other end. Now you can see this is the wall and this is the floor. So initially the rod, you can consider it as a ladder also. So initially the ladder or the rod is placed in a position of AB. It is placed in AB. Now it is subjected to both translation and rotation. So when it is subjected to translation, this position A is moved to A dash. A will be moved to A dash and B will be moved to B dash when it is subjected to translation, linear motion. So A will be moved to A dash and B will be moved to B dash. Now from at B, when you are giving an rotational motion in an anti-clockwise direction, rotational motion in an anti-clockwise direction, theta, at B, this position will be moved to this position A dash. So this A dash will come from this position to this position. So this A dash B dash is your final position of the rod when it is subjected to both translation and rotation. So this is another example for translation and rotation. So hope you all understood this. So today just a small portion what is general plane motion. In the next class we will see what is instantaneous center of rotation. So we don't have problems on this part, only theory. Hope you understood. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Thank you.